Dibby-dibby-dibby-dum, bum, bum, bum. Oh, now look at that. There it is. Autumn. England. Right now, it's a beautiful day. It really does feel like autumn is in the air. Yes, we are back once again for our special midweek edition of English Addict. And as usual, it is coming to you live from the birthplace of the English language, which just happens to be England. Oh, dear me. Here we go again. Hi everybody, this is Mr. Duncan in England. How are you today? Are you okay? I hope so. Are you happy? I hope you are feeling happy today. I hope all those blues have flown away. There is no need to feel blue or down because we are here together again, live on YouTube. Yes, we are back. I hope your week has been good. It's been okay here. All I will say is I have had the most incredibly busy week. I'm doing lots of things at the moment behind the scenes. I won't give too much away, but I will give you a clue. My studio has had some changes, even though I know you can't see the changes because I've hidden them very carefully. They are hidden away. But there are some changes, and the reason why I've made some changes in my studio is because I'm doing some filming. That's all I'm saying. I've been doing a lot of filming in this studio. That's all I'm saying. I'm saying nothing else. But, no, nothing else. I'm giving nothing else away. You'll have to wait and see what is going on in this room. So my name is Mr. Duncan. You can call me Duncan if you want. You don't have to call me anything. You can just point at me and make strange noises. Ugh. Who's that? Who is it? Who is that strange man looking at me through my internet device? Well, my name is Duncan. I talk about English. I like English very much. You might say that I am one of these. Or maybe one of those. English Addict. I am one of those, definitely, and I have a feeling that you might as well. So there are the introductions. Yes, we have made it all the way to the middle of another week because it is Wednesday. We have made it to Wednesday, and I hope your week is going as well as it possibly can. I really, really hope it is a good one. So, we have the live chat. Yes, it would not be English Addict without you on the live chat. So, welcome everyone. It's nice to have you back. Can I first of all say thank you very much for your messages concerning Mr. Steve. He wasn't very well at the weekend. Despite that, he did actually appear on my live chat on Sunday, but he wasn't very well. So he went to have a lie down on Sunday afternoon. That is where he disappeared to. He wasn't in a very good mood. I will be honest with you. He was not feeling great on Sunday. That is all I'm saying. I'm not saying anything else. But no, Steve was not happy. He was not feeling very well. You know what it's like. When you feel ill, When you feel under the weather, when you feel off colour. Oh, I like that one. If you feel off colour, maybe you feel unwell, a little sick. Maybe you have a fever. Maybe you have a pain in your tummy. Maybe you have a headache. Maybe you are feeling dizzy. Maybe you have all of those things. In which case, I would go to the doctors as quickly as you can, if you don't mind me saying. It's not nice being under the weather, off colour, when you feel a little sick, unwell. You are feeling under the weather, you are not feeling well. It can make you quite miserable. And that is what was happening to Mr. Steve on Sunday when he went to have a lie down on the bed. But he is okay. He's okay now. He's upstairs at the moment, working busily. He's working very hard upstairs, just like Mr. Steve often does. I wonder who was first on today's live chat. Oh, very interesting. The champion has returned. Is it good enough to deserve a fancy pants? I'm not sure. We will see. But a round of applause is coming your way. Vitas, guess what? You are first on today's live chat. Well done, Vitas. You are first on the live chat today. Nice to see so many people here during the week. I know lots of you have other things to do because you are busy bees out there in YouTube land, but it's nice to see you here anyway. It's good to have you back where you belong. Hello also to Mosen. Mosen, you were pipped to the post. If you are pipped to the post, it means you have been beaten by a very short distance. Just pipped to the post. So unfortunately, Vitas first, and then we have Mosen in second place. Pipped to the post. Just beaten. Just slightly ahead. Vitas was just in front. We also have, Beatriz is here. Hello, Beatriz. Nice to see you back where you belong. Here on the live chat. We also have Maria. We also have, here it comes. Luis Mendez is here today. Very nice to see you back as well. We also have Monisa, Zudzika, Sandra, Mary. Hello, Mary Moon. Mary Moon says hello from Italy. Can I say a big special hello to Italy? Nice to see you back or here if it is your first time. We also have, we have Claudia. It is Claudia. They call her Claudia in Argentina. Nice to see you back as well, where you belong. Who else is here today? Let's have a look. Oh, very interesting. We have Marwa, or should I say Marwa, Marwa, Marwa. I think you enjoyed that. I did anyway. We also have there's Marie. I don't know what that was. Oim Oim. Hello, Oim Oim. Mr. Oim Oim. Nice to see you back as well. We also have, who else is here? Mega. Hello, Mega Kaka, who says hello. So if you are pipped, yes, you can be pipped, just in front. So when you think of something small, something very small, a very short distance. You have been pipped to the post, or pipped at the post as well. You can say it like that as well. So there is a lot of speculation as to what I've been doing this week. I've been busy in this studio. I seem to have spent so much time this week in this studio for various reasons. And guess what? I'm going to be spending a lot more time today, tomorrow, and also on Friday as well in this studio, doing lots of things. Hello, Avani, watching in Brazil. Hello, Brazil. How are you today? Are you feeling okay? I really hope you are. Luca. Also, we have Ivani. Did I say hello to Ivani? I don't think I did. Hello to you as well. Nice to see you here. Today we are talking about the subject of loss. Losing things. You might lose something. This morning, I was looking for something in my studio, something I really needed, a very simple object, but something that I really needed to set up in this studio, one of my cameras. Very simple little piece of metal. Nothing too complicated, but I could not find it anywhere. I was looking in my cupboards, in my storage areas. I thought I might have to go into the attic to have a look. Fortunately, I didn't, but I looked everywhere. Isn't it annoying when you lose something and you can't find it? And quite often it is at a moment when you really need it. Maybe you are about to leave the house. Maybe you are about to go to work. And suddenly you realize you haven't got your house keys or the keys to your car. And then suddenly you can't find them anywhere. So you are looking around the house, you look in the cupboard, you look in all of the places where you normally leave your keys, and they are not there. You go upstairs, you look in the toilet, not in the toilet, not actually inside the toilet, but in the area where the toilet is, or maybe the bathroom. It can happen. So sometimes when you lose an item or you mislay something that you can't find, sometimes it turns up in a very unusual place. So I lost something this morning. I couldn't find it anywhere. And after hunting all around the studio, and then I started to open boxes that I haven't opened for ages. And then I look in my drawers where there is lots of junk. And then I start moving all of the junk out of the drawers. And as time goes by, I begin to become more irritated and annoyed by the fact that I can't find the thing I'm looking for. It drives me absolutely crazy. Eventually, so this particular story does have a happy ending. Eventually, I did find it. But I was looking all over the place. I was searching right through this room. I had every drawer, every cupboard, every space. At one point, I was on my hands and knees. Not for the first time today, I can tell you. So it is very annoying when you lose something. Something just vanishes. It seems to disappear into thin air. By the way, that particular phrase was created by Shakespeare. William Shakespeare, created the phrase when something disappears, all of a sudden, it vanishes into thin air. Ooh, very nice. Oh, we have some questions coming through. Very nice. Oh, by the way, hello, Udom. Udom, nice to see you back. Watching in Bangkok. Nice to see you back as well. Mega asks, Mr. Duncan, are you on any other social media platform other than YouTube, like Instagram or Facebook? Yes, I do have a Facebook page with lots and lots of people following me on there. So yes, I do have that. Let's have a look. I might actually, if I am careful, let's have a look. Can I find it? Well, you can find my email address first of all. I will put my email address on the screen first of all for those who are interested. So there is my email address. And for those who missed it, here is my Facebook page as well, for those who did not see it earlier or now. And there it was. So now you know. So I do have a Facebook page. I do have Instagram. However, I will be honest, I don't use it very often. And you know what I'm going to say next. I don't use it because I'm not an attractive young girl or a teenager or a millionaire showing off their private jet, rolling around on a bed covered with $100 bills. Unfortunately, I'm not one of those people. I'm not that glamorous. A lot of people think, oh, Mr. Duncan being on YouTube, and you are so big on YouTube. You must have such a glamorous life. Can I just say my life is not glamorous? This morning, I was checking to make sure that all of the refuse was put into my refuse bin. And I had to wrap everything up. All of the stinky rubbish had to be wrapped up, and then I put it into my refuse bin. So there is my glamorous life. I don't have anyone doing that for me. Sometimes I have to do really awful things that are not glamorous, like washing Mr. Steve's underpants. Oh, dear. It's terrible, the things I have to go through. So no, I am not a regular contributor on Instagram. I don't post my Instas. Oh, Mr. Duncan, very nice. Oh, very trendy, very, very, very up to date. So I have an Instagram, but I don't Insta very often. I don't do it very often. So now you know. Vittoria says, I am always losing lots of things because I am very distracted, but fortunately they are normally things of little importance. Oh, I like that phrase, by the way. Something of little importance. Something that is not crucial. Something that is trivial. It is not important. It is trivial. It is of no importance. So maybe you lose something. I am always losing spoons. I know what you're going to say. Mr. Duncan, that sounds a bit weird. You weirdo. You weird man. Well, when I say spoons, I mean the small spoons that I use for stirring my tea. But quite often I lose them. I can't find them anywhere. And sometimes they are hiding at the back of the drawer. So when you are opening and closing the drawer, sometimes the small spoons, the teaspoons, will move around and they will become hidden. So quite often I will lose the teaspoons and I can never find one. I can never find a clean teaspoon. It's one of those strange mysteries in life. So I am often losing things. I will put something down and then a few moments later I will have no idea where it is. The other night, you might not believe this, but the other night I lost a cup of tea. I lost it. I couldn't find it. Mr. Steve gave me a cup of tea and then I was walking around with it in my hand. I put it down somewhere and then a few minutes later I suddenly realised I didn't have my cup of tea and I couldn't find it. How do you lose a cup of tea? Mr. Duncan, that seems very strange. That seems like a very strange thing to do. There might be something wrong with you. You might want to go and see the doctor. Thank you very much for that advice. Very nice. Some lovely jokes coming through as well on the live chat. I don't know why. I don't know why suddenly we are telling jokes, but I will read them later. I'm not quite sure. Oh, that's interesting. Claudia says, small spoons usually go in the dustbin with my pot of yogurt. That is brilliant, because I've done that in the past. I have actually, don't tell Mr. Steve this, because if Mr. Steve finds out, he will be so angry. I have thrown teaspoons away as well. So yes, I've done it. So I've also thrown small teaspoons. They're very small, you see. And sometimes when you're eating yogurt, or maybe if you have a teaspoon on a large plate, but you have some tissue paper, and then you throw it all away into the bin. And sometimes you will throw away your lovely spoons as well. So it has happened to me. I think that is something that happens a lot. Somewhere in the world, there is a huge mountain of teaspoons from all the teaspoons that people have thrown away around the world. I think so. Ricardo says, sometimes some things I only lose once, but then nothing is the same. For example, innocence. You lose your innocence. We often think of childhood as being a time when you don't know the reality of life or the realities of living in this modern world, whenever it is. Because whenever you are alive, it is always modern. Have you noticed that? So maybe people living in the Dark Ages or the Middle Ages, they must have been really satisfied with themselves. They were probably walking around, having a poop in the street, and they were probably thinking, well, what a great time to be alive. Here we are. Of course, they didn't know it was the Middle Ages. They didn't decide that, this period of time that we're living in now will be called the Middle Ages. They didn't know that, you see. And I don't know if it was dark or how dark it was. But the Middle Ages or the Dark Ages would have appeared to be modern to the people living in that time. So just like now, you see. So now we think the world we live in is amazing. Isn't this amazing? But 100 years from now, people will be looking back at this time that we are living in now, and they will say, oh, those poor people. Oh, what a shame. Oh, do you remember 100 years ago in 2021? Oh, everyone was so miserable. Oh, I'm so glad that I'm living in the 22nd century. I'm so glad. I don't like the 21st century. No, I think I prefer living in the 22nd century. Apparently people in the early 2000s, they had a terrible life. They did. Their computers were so slow and everything was so bad. So I think that's what happens, you see. So we are alive now, we are enjoying the world, and we think everything is so modern and fantastic. And it is, when you compare it to 100 years ago. But 100 years from now, wow, I think it's going to be amazing. Sadly, I won't be here to see it, but I'm sure it will be super duper. I'm pretty sure it will. So our subject today is losing things. You might lose your keys. Have you ever lost money? Oh, of all the things in the world that you could lose, money. Have you ever lost money? It is the worst feeling in the world. I've done it a couple of times, not big amounts, just small amounts of money, but I've dropped money on the floor and then realised later that I've dropped it. It was gone, it's disappeared forever. One thing I've done in the past is I've gone to an ATM machine, an automatic telling machine, and I've put my number in, and then the money comes out, and I take the card, but I don't take the money, and I walk away, and the money is still in the machine. However, I've never actually walked completely away. I've always remembered at the last moment. I've always managed to remember, the money is still in the machine. So I turn back and grab the money. But yes, it can happen. Ivani says, I have to leave. Bye-bye. Why? How can you leave me? I hope whatever it is, I hope whatever you are doing, it is really important. I hope so. Very nice. Well, you can always join me on Sunday because I will be back with you on Sunday as well. So have you ever lost any money? I found money. I once found a lot of money in the street. So I have on maybe 2 or 3 occasions, I've actually found notes rolled up or folded. I found them. What did I do with the money? I hear you ask. Did I keep it or did I take it to the police station? What do you think? When I was in Pakistan, me and my cousin used to love your teaching classes. Hello, Nazar Hussain, who says, we used to watch your teaching classes many years ago. Thank you very much. Well, I am still here doing this. 15 years ago, I started doing this, and I'm still here now. Still here doing this. 15 years. There are people watching at the moment who have probably been alive for less time than I've been doing this on YouTube. Isn't that amazing? And also slightly depressing at the same time. So in a few moments we are talking about losing things. There are many songs that have been written over the years about losing things, feeling lost and alone. Maybe you are feeling loss because your lover has left you. Maybe you are feeling alone because your lover has run off with someone else. I wasn't good enough. I am lost. Claudia, something similar happened to me. Someone phoned me one day and said, I have your card. You left it in the ATM machine. Yes, well, that can happen as well. I think nowadays the machine will make a sound beep, 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 beep. I think it will make a noise. So if you leave your money or your card in the machine, well, the ones here anyway, the ones here do it. So if you leave your money or your card in the ATM machine, it will make a little sound. Beep, 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 like that. I hope you enjoyed that impression. Ricardo says, Mr. Duncan, sometimes evolution goes back, and it might be that any past time was better than the future. Who knows? Yes, well, I suppose that's one way of looking at it, as long as there is always evolution. As long as mankind or humankind is always moving forward and maybe learning more about the world around us, or maybe learning more about the universe around us, then things will get better. So who knows? But yes, I like to look on the bright side of that, to be honest. I like to think that things will be better in the future. Anna Rita says, Mr. Duncan, did you use the money that you found on the floor? Did you use it for your live stream? Well, this was many years ago, before I started doing this. So unfortunately, no, it wasn't. It was no help whatsoever. I can't remember what I did actually with the money. Isn't it strange? I actually can't remember what I did. What did I do with the money? I remember finding it. Megar says, Mr. Duncan, you are looking cute, like a red cherry. I do look a bit red today. It's because I'm wearing my red hat and my red shirt. In fact, it's been a very long time since I've worn this shirt. Very long time. So I hope you enjoy the difference today, the different appearance that I have today. Christina says, among the things lost in life, or the worst thing was when my company closed. I lost my job. Yes, well, I suppose something equal to money is your means of earning money, which in most cases is your job. In my case, in your case, in all of our lives, having a job means you have an income, I suppose. Yes, I think so. I hope you found another job. I hope something else came along and you didn't have too much difficulty. I really do. Hello, Anna Rita. I don't know what chuffed means, but I'm absolutely sure you are a gentleman, so thank you. If a person is chuffed, it means they are happy or pleased with something. You feel chuffed. You feel happy because something has happened. You feel chuffed. Oh, I'm so chuffed that you remembered my birthday. I'm so chuffed that you gave me a phone call tonight. I'm so chuffed to see you here today on the live stream. So if you are feeling chuffed, you are feeling happy. You are feeling pleased about something. So I hope that helps you. Mary says, I always lose keys, my phone, and documents in my chamber, but 5 minutes later I will find all of those things. It does happen. I think sometimes when you are trying to do too many things at the same time, if you are doing one thing but you are also doing something else at the same time, that is when you make mistakes. You start to lose things. Maybe you put something down in the corner of the room, but then you forget. And then you go to do something else. And then a few moments later, you think, where is that thing that I had? Where is it? Where has it gone? I've lost it. And then you start looking for it. Eventually you find it, yes. eventually you find it. That's good. It's great. Sometimes I don't remember whether I took my pills or not. They say that is because we are thinking of other subjects when we are taking the pill. Yes, that is true. I sometimes take medicine or vitamin pills for my new healthy life that I have or I'm trying to get. I haven't quite succeeded yet, but I'm on my way towards it. Well, of course, if you have to take lots of medicine, if you have to take lots of pills, quite often, if you are maybe elderly or maybe you are suffering ill health, quite often you will have a little container that has compartments. And all of those compartments, each one has a day of the week: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then you put all of your pills into those little boxes, into those compartments, to make sure that you don't forget to take your medicine. So you know that if it is Tuesday, you know you have to take your Tuesday pills. So if you go to Tuesday and it's empty, that means that you've already taken them. Or, of course, it might also mean that you forgot to put the pills in there. So I suppose you could still make mistakes. I think so. So let's have a look, shall we, at some of the words and phrases. But first of all, look at that. I couldn't resist showing you the view at the moment outside. Look at that. Isn't that absolutely lovely? It really does feel as if autumn is in the air. I have to be honest with you. I am really enjoying the weather at the moment. It makes me feel rather nice, to say the least. Autumn is definitely in the air. Very nice. So here we go then. Let's have a look, shall we? We have the subject of loss. Now this might sound like a depressing subject. Not all of it is depressing. Not all of it is sad. So stick with me. Here we go then. Loss, words and phrases. There are many ways of looking at this particular word. Many ways of using this word as well. So we are going to have a look at some words and phrases that we can use connected to the subject of loss. The word loss is a noun that means the fact or process of losing something or someone. So the word loss can relate to a thing or a person. So something that was there and now is not can leave you with that feeling, and the feeling is loss. The amount of money lost by a business or organisation is a loss. We often describe money that has been lost as part of the profit of a company. The loss is the amount lost during a certain period of time. So we often think of loss as, I suppose another word you could use is deficit. Deficit. So the loss is the amount of money that you've spent extra, but you have not made that money back. It is loss. The deep feeling of grief experienced after losing someone or something of value. So the feeling of loss, we might describe it as an emotion. And I think that would be fair to say that loss is an emotion. It is the feeling of grief. And maybe you have lost something, maybe a possession, maybe something that belongs to you, that is treasured or valuable, or maybe it has some sentimental value. So perhaps it isn't worth much money. Maybe it isn't valuable. But to you, it is. It has sentimental value. So the deep feeling of grief experienced after losing someone or something of value. I will never get over the loss of my mother. It is hard to forget the loss of my pet. Something that means a lot to you. Something that has value in terms of money or in terms of emotional connection. Can be described as loss. In singular form, a person or thing that is badly missed when lost. So when something goes, before it goes, or at the same time as losing it, we can say that it is loss. He will be a great loss to this company. When something goes, when something disappears, maybe a person leaves the company that you work for, everyone will miss that person. They will be a great loss. To be puzzled by something. To be puzzled. To be puzzled by something might leave a person at a loss. You might be left at a loss. To lose more money than is being spent on running something is to run at a loss. So if you run at a loss, it means you are running a company, you are spending money on that company, but you are not making any money from the company. So you keep putting more and more money into the business, but unfortunately, you are not making it back. You are not making the money back. To lose out on something is to be deprived of an opportunity. If you are deprived of an opportunity, then you can say that that thing is a loss. To lose out on something. If you lose out on something, it means you have lost that chance or that opportunity. To have a sudden loss of earnings. So in that respect, in that sentence, we are saying that you have lost something that you should have. Maybe you have lost some of your salary because you were off work. Maybe you were off work, but you weren't sick. Ooh. So you lose part of your salary. You have a sudden loss of earnings. Then there is the word lose. Lose. We often use the word lose. To lose is to suddenly be without something. So you lose something, it is there one moment, and the next moment, boop, it vanishes, it is gone. You've lost it. To lose is to suddenly be without something. An item you own disappears. Lose is the action. Lost is the past tense. You will lose your phone if you are not careful. You will lose your phone if you are not careful. And later that day, I lost my phone during the train journey from work. I was on my way home from work. I lost my phone during the train journey. I lost my phone. You had your phone and then you lost your phone. It vanished. It disappeared. To lose something, or we can say that you lost something. You have lost something. To lose something, you have lost something. It has gone. Quite often, forever. We can also say mislay. To mislay something. If you mislay something, it means you have lost it. Maybe you put something down. Maybe you have hidden something away, and now you can't remember where you've put it. You have mislaid that thing. It has vanished. It has disappeared. You have lost it. You mislay something. To misplace something. If you misplace something, it means you put it somewhere and now you can't find it. You can't remember where you put it. You have misplaced the thing. To be unable to find something. When something has been lost, when you lose something, it means you are now unable to find it. You are unable to find the thing you have lost. A thing has gone missing. Something is there, and then suddenly it isn't. It has gone missing. A thing can go missing. A person can go missing when you think about it. So anything can go missing. Maybe your dog goes missing. Maybe one day you open the door at the front of your house and then suddenly your dog runs off. And you never see it again. It has gone missing. You have lost your dog. Like I did. I lost my dog when I was in China. The opposite of lose is find. So if you lose something and then later you discover where it is, you find it. You lose, you find. You lose, you find. I found it. I lost my keys, but now I have found my keys. The opposite of lose is find. You find the missing item. You have found the missing item. So you find it. That is the actual moment. You have found the missing item. That is after the event. The phrase finders keepers means whoever found the item is now the owner. The phrase finders keepers. We used to say this at school quite often. If you lost some money in the playground and then later one of your friends comes to you and says, "Oh, I found some money in the playground." And then you realise that that money is your money. And you say, "Oh no, that's not your money. That's my money." And then your friend says, "Finders keepers, losers weepers." It's not very nice, is it? So we often say finders keepers when we find something that belongs to someone else. Although I would say in law, I don't think that would stand up in law. The search for something lost might cause you to hunt high and low. If you hunt high and low, it means you are looking everywhere, like I was this morning when I couldn't find my thing. I had a little thing in my studio and I couldn't find it anywhere. And I was hunting everywhere. I was looking over there. I was looking over there. I was searching over there. Everywhere. I was hunting high and low. I think that was also a song from the 1980s. Ooh, I think it was a Swedish group. Was it Aha? And I guess I'll be hunting high and low, high and low. Something like that anyway. Something like that. So if you are searching everywhere, it means you are looking. You are searching high and low. You are looking everywhere. We also have some phrases using lose. For example, you might lose your mind. To lose your mind means you lose control of your thinking or your actions. You lose your mind. You lose control of your behavior. You lose your mind. Maybe you become so angry about something. Maybe you become so upset you completely lose your mind. Maybe you think you are going crazy. Maybe you think everything around me makes no sense. But maybe I'm losing my mind. Oh, that was also a song as well. Or am I losing my mind? Liza Minnelli and the Pet Shop Boys. Yes, I remember that one. Good song. A very good song. Valentin says there is another song, You Don't Know What You've Got Till It's Gone. That is a very old song. That is a really old song. You don't know what you've got till it's gone. I think it was Big Yellow Taxi. Big Yellow Taxi. Ain't it always seem to go that you don't know what you've got till it's gone? Is that it? Is that the one? You don't know what you've got till it's gone. The Pink Paradise put up a parking lot. Something like that. So many songs. Many songs are connected to the moment where you lose something. Here's another phrase we can use. Maybe you lose your nerve. If you lose your nerve, it means you lose your courage. You suddenly become afraid to do something. You lose your nerve. So maybe you are about to do something that is dangerous, or maybe something that might cause you harm, but then suddenly you lose your nerve. You suddenly become afraid. You lose your courage. You lose your nerve. Here is one. Sometimes this one will apply to me. I think this is a good one for me, and also maybe for Mr. Steve as well. If you lose your marbles. I love this. By the way, it's not the Elgin marbles. It's actually the marbles inside your head. So if you lose your marbles, it means you are starting to suffer from memory loss. Or maybe you are just becoming a little bit senile. You are getting older, and maybe you forget things. Maybe you start doing things that make no sense. Maybe you are doing strange things. Perhaps you are losing your marbles. To lose your marbles. Finally, you might lose your shirt. If you lose your shirt, it means you lose your money. If you lose your shirt, it means you have lost a lot of money. Quite often, if you are gambling, maybe you gamble a very large amount of money and you lose all of the money. You lose it all. We can say that you have lost your shirt. You lose your shirt. You have lost your shirt. Vittoria says, that might be my problem. I am losing my marbles. Yes. I think we all are. I think over the past 2 years, I think we are all slowly losing our marbles. So there it was, today's subject. I hope it was useful to you. We were talking about loss. Maybe there is something in your life you have lost. Maybe something you have mislaid. Maybe something you have put down. Maybe you left something on the train or on the bus. Or maybe you dropped something in the street whilst walking along. Perhaps you've had something stolen. A big subject. Sadly, we don't have time for that because it's almost time to disappear. I have a busy day today because I have a lot of work still to do. So after I finish this, I will be here, but not here live. I will be here recording some things. New things. New. Mr. Duncan, did you just say the N for new? Yes, I did. I said it. New. Thank you very much for your company. I hope you've enjoyed this. It's coming up to 3 o'clock. It's time for me to say goodbye. But don't worry, because I will be back with you on Sunday. Back together again on Sunday from 2 p.m. UK time. Mr. Steve will also be with us as well. So lots of fun. I hope it will be fun. And lots of chat as well. Beatrice says, often I lose my glasses or my spectacles. Well, of course, the problem with losing your glasses is when you lose them, you can't see. So not only do you have the problem of finding them after forgetting where you put them, you also have the problem of not being able to see anything around you. So if I put my glasses down and then walk away, I won't be able to find my glasses because I haven't got my glasses on. It's one of those paradox situations. That is what I will leave you with today. Thank you very much for your company. I am going to read your jokes a little bit later on. I've noticed there are some jokes that have been left on the live chat, so I will have a look at those later on. Also, don't forget, you can watch this again as many times as you want. Yes, there will be captions later. So you can watch this again, and yes, there will be captions. I have to get on with some more work now, unfortunately. I have to carry on doing my top secret project. All will be revealed in about 10 days' time. This is Mr. Duncan in the birthplace of English saying thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed today's live stream. Wherever you are in the world, whatever you do today. Please keep that smile on your face as you walk around amongst the human race. Thank you very much. Thank you, Beatrice. Thank you also, Lewis. Thank you, Rungsak. Oh, hello, Rungsak. I didn't see you here today. Nice to see you on the live chat as well. Thanks a lot. See you later. I'm off now. I'm going to do some work. Or should I say I'm going to do more work? Because this is work. Of course it's work. It doesn't look like work, but it is, honestly. It's very hard work. It's very tiring. See you on Sunday, 2 p.m. UK time. And of course, until the next time we meet here, you know what's coming next. Yes, you do. Ta-ta for now.